unmarried person. You know what I call recent unmarried? Oh, you have been married before. Here you are. You find yourself in the position and the situation, and you find yourself unmarried again. Maybe a death of a spouse, a divorce, or whatever happens. As your pastor, I'm always, when you see me greeting people, I'm scanning as the angel of the house. Oh, yeah. You have to understand this. This is the desire of a father. Whether the person is divorced, whether the person is just single, not married before, I'm always looking for opportunity to create that connection. Can we have that mix? This morning after service, can a girl meet a boy? Can a boy meet a girl? And then chemistry kicks in. And the purpose and the will of God begins to unfold right before us. And we see a relationship being birthed. And before us, we can nurture it. The two people, mature people, healed people, singled boy and girl, or man and woman, nurture that relationship to the point of consummating it in marriage. I'm always in that business. I'm interested in you. The church is a spiritual community where such needs should be met, where we can help each other. When I say help each other, I mean financial need. And there is someone that seems liquid and more buoyant. And I'm not out to cheat you. You are not out to cheat me. We can create business in this assembly. Is that possible? I've heard people say that they don't want to relate with Christians. They don't want to do business with Christians because they found out that a whole lot of Christians are cheats. If I borrow money from you, you will have to chase me before I pay. That's not right. That's not God's plan. So what I'm ultimately saying is that each and every one of us must get to a point where our faith in God and your maturity will go beyond God bless me. And if you get to the point where God use me as a blessing to others. If God, I've heard people say this, that I cannot marry in Gracepoint. Let me tell you something. I may not be the bride. I may not be the groom. I may be the friend of the groom. Give yourself brain. Say, I am not the groom's father, but I am the groom's uncle. Okay? That somebody will come. Now, he may not be the groom. He may be the groom's uncle that knows the groom. Now, sometimes I've seen Christians, we just X ourselves off. That, in Gracepoint, then the ladies will just scan like this. Nobody. So you are trying to say that God made a mistake by placing you here. Let me tell you, our destiny is connected. The fact that you are here. You don't know, I may know your husband. You don't know. I may know your wife. You don't know. You don't know. You don't know. Obviously, I'm not the groom. I may be the groom pastor. It's another lie. We can create opportunities for ourselves. Connections. Links. Looking out for ourselves. Because we are a family. I want us to begin to appreciate what we have more. That your HOD or the person in church may not be the bride. He may be the boss of the bride. You don't know how connection comes in. Somebody may be a doctor and he or she might have been saying, I have one sweet nurse in my hospital. Oh my, nice. And he will just look at, there is one brother in our church, he can play bass. Dun, 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 dun. But if you don't wake up, you will think that it is only bass they sent you to come and play in Gracepoint. It's more that you are playing live. Dun, 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 dun. So you are looking around. Dun, 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 dun. And no, after you finish playing, you are a good person. You can go and greet. Oh, Pastor, I'm just greeting you. Say, Bobo ain't nice. So, Tom, Bobo ain't nice may earn you your wife. But simply because we are so short-sighted, we have blocked ourselves. After you just drop your guitar, you just don't. You will be passing your wife's uncle, your wife's friend. You are passing them like this, and you roll your mouth like Tom Tom. Yes, I need to yab you. You roll your mouth like Tom, and put your nose up. Your wife just passed you. See yourself? You see yourself? This is very important. Very, very. And see, all this is about right positioning. I want to make what I'm trusting God to make happen for me, I want to make happen for others. And that's the way each and every one of us ought to position ourselves. Some of us have our influences beyond this place. You travel, you meet people, you meet eligible women and men. And here you are, you have a spiritual family. We have not interacted enough to be able to trust one another and say that, do you know, there's one girl that is in ushering department in church. Now, we are not forcing anybody to marry anybody. We're only creating atmosphere. We are only creating enabling environment, enabling circumstances. That's just what we are doing. And sometimes when we see some things going somewhere, you go and whisper there and say that, I want to see a vibrant group of young men, young women, single parents mingling in this church. In this church. I want to encourage young men that, see, after service, don't just run to your car and you just disappear. Let the girls come and use your car as what do you call it, background. They don't have the car, but they know somebody that has the car. I mean, why are you stingy? Why are you? And then some ladies too. Immediately after service, you see them at the gate. No, now walk around. Let's know what you carry. I mean, be nice. Be nice. Be a good somebody. I mean, walk up to a young man. I'm not saying propose to somebody. I said walk up and said, "Hi, what's your name?" He said, "I'm Sam." "Oh, Sammy. Oh, okay. So what do? You are just being you. You are not trying to toast anybody. You are not trying. You are just let the person leave you and be like, "Oh, I met somebody in church. Wow, she does this. She does this. He does this." That's it. I understand that different people are at different seasons of their life. Yeah. Some are newly married, as I said. Some maybe they are just in school, in higher institution, maybe 200 level. Oh, that's a different ball game. Or some that have dated before and they have been burnt. You know, they have been given not just breakfast, lunch, and dinner. And somewhere in their mind, they are crossing it. No, I don't want to do this again. Be the reason why somebody will desire to marry. Don't let us be the reason why single. I'm talking to married people. Why singles will just watch us, and they'll say that, if this is marriage, I don't think I want to do this. And as I said, some people that have come to that point that said that I'm married to Jesus, hey brother, leave me alone. I'm married to Jesus, sister, leave me alone. Yeah, now I know what you are referring. You are referring to Paul in that ministry. Now let me tell you this: before you can get to that point where God sanctioned you and anointed you into the life of celibacy, make sure, number one, that you are a minister like Paul, who is crisscrossing the continent from one place to another. And that you have of your own, not that somebody forced you, you have chosen celibacy. But please help me touch your neighbor. Say, that is not me. now. So let's keep going. Now, positioning is one of the important things that you have to consider when it comes to getting who to marry, knowing who to marry, and all that. Positioning. Look at the first thing. You must be, particularly when things seems to be dragging, you must be careful not to fall or to be the person that the enemy will use to tag people with guilt and condemnation. Now listen, this is what I'm talking about. You know that man that we read about? When the disciples observed him, when they saw him, the first thing that came to their mind is that something is wrong. This guy is not seeing. When you are not seeing your signs the way you ought to see your signs, when you feel that you should be married and you are not married, you are not seeing well. When you should have had kids and you don't have kids, you are not seeing what you ought to see. Same with this blind guy. And the first thing that people say is that something must be wrong. Something is wrong. Be careful not to fall into that pit of guilt or condemnation, or don't be the kind of person that says that because some people are not married at 35, at 40, and you got married at 25, you think it is by your own doing. I need to tell you that you are married today. The mercy of God located you. You have to understand that the reason why you and I enjoy the blessings of God is not because you are holy. Your holiness hasn't brought you. Oh, am I saying that you should not be holy? No, but I need to let you know that your holiness is not the reason why you are blessed. Jesus is the reason. He is the one that brought us into grace. He's the one that brought you and I into blessings. Positioning. Be careful. Do not think that it was because of one wrong thing that you did years ago, or one wrong thing that you did in your past relationship, that is what is pursuing you. If you allow the devil to sell that lie to you, or you allow people to sell that lie to you, you are hooked. You are hooked. You are hooked. Because the Bible says, if any man be in Christ, he said he is a new creation. All things have passed away. Behold, all things have become new. He said, I know the thoughts that I think towards you. Thought of peace and not of evil. To give you a future. You have to learn to keep claiming that future. Just like we were taught in the morning. You and I have to keep learning to claim that future. Don't let your past mistake. Don't let your background. Don't let it be that because of your dad, because of the uncle that you encounter when you were young, that's why you are not seeing what you ought to be seeing. As I said, people don't help too. They were saying he must have done something. If he didn't do something, his parents must have done something. It must be his background. It must be what he's done, where he's coming from. You have to learn to stay under redemption. Redemption is the place of exchange, where you exchange your curse for his blessing, your mistake for his rightness. So please don't let yourself fall into that ditch. Don't. Why you are blessed? Let it be and let it be known that it's because of Jesus. Some people think that because, I've been praying for who I will marry since SS2. So, and that's the reason. Pray, oh. Don't we know people that did not pray, won't pray? They didn't pray, won't pray like this. Somebody told me of a story. He said her friends gathered and they were complaining. How come? This is the fifth man that you are marrying. Not that she's dating. Marry. Fifth man. And they were virgins. Please. I'm not advocating for irresponsible living. And they said, we that we have been keeping ourselves. Here we are. One, we have not married. Oh, yes. You have to understand that the blessings of God comes only from Him, by Him alone. So you are enjoying God's blessing only because of Jesus. Or just like somebody said on Tuesday, if you were not here, maybe you are thinking because you did not kiss men that whose saliva will smell you. Let's continue. If you are not here, you are not here. Don't worry. When they brought this matter, you were not here on Tuesday. So you don't let it that is ignorant, let it be ignorant still. I cannot explain that to you. Immediately they asked Jesus. Jesus Christ said, none of the above. Not what you are thinking. He said, but so that the miracle of God will be shown in this man's life. He said, but that the works of God, verse 3 of that John chapter 9. He said, but that the works of God may be revealed in him. That the works of God may be revealed in him. That the works of God may be revealed in him. If you don't think that to know who to marry or to meet the right person requires God's miracle. Because some people will say that you don't need to, it's not that deep. Just locate one man, then locate a woman. Do you know what it means to meet someone that matches